So we conclude this year's cycle of learning the Torah with ha-Hayyim, with Vezot Brakha. It's a little bit late, but a little vort towards Bereishis, the Shabbos. So Vayamat Sham, Moses gives his final bracha to the Israelites, and then it says at the end, right, and he dies there, and no one knows at Hayom Hazeh. The sort of ha-Hayyim wants to talk about that last bit where it says, and he dies there. And the question is, what does it mean that he died? And there's the sensitive question of who wrote this. So the first thing he says, why does it say and he died there? It means to say that there alone in that place, Moses died, but elsewhere he is alive. So that's a beautiful thing about sort of life and death, and this is what we learn from Moses, that the death is only in one instance in one place, but elsewhere we flourish, we're alive. And I think he's taking this from, very much inspired by the Zohar, and the sort of more sensitive, secretive bits of the Zohar, what happens to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, his last teaching, when you really are alive and when you are dead. And the latter bit, so there's this question ha-Hayyim says, and I read in Ibn Ezra, and I've even heard whisperings amongst the people, in his shul, ha-Hayyim shul, people getting confused and on the verge of heresy, thinking that it was Joshua that completed the last book of Moses. And he says, no. Then you're going to have people saying that we edited it, that we changed stuff. We're not going to have any of that. And you need to recall that at the very beginning, the introduction to Deuteronomy, ha-Hayyim claims that this book Moses wrote on his own accord. So how does he complete it here? He says, just like the first four books of Moses were dictated by God, so to this last bit was also dictated by God, but ha-Hayyim says, don't you dare say that it was, it wasn't Moses, because that's a big no-no. So thoughts on the conclusion of ha-Hayyim on the 5 books of Moses. Next year, which is to say from tomorrow, we're going to be starting with Rabbi Eliyahu ben Hamozeg, a brilliant 19th century, originally Moroccan, ends up in Italy, Kabbalist, publisher, commentator, philosopher, a brilliant commentary on the Torah, very controversial, but we'll get into that. So, Shavua Tov, Shana Tova.